Yep, thanks.
All right, so first of all, I hate talking in front of people. I would much rather talk with people in a small group, sort of a committee, or just a group of friends. But I hate talking in front of people because there's no feedback whatsoever. I see your faces. Sometimes I wonder, are they understanding what I'm saying? Am I saying something that makes no sense? Not even speaking English. Don't know. Whereas if I'm talking with a bunch of friends, they say something back, they ask me questions, they answer my questions. And so I know, yes, we're communicating on at least a mediocre level. The other thing that happens is I drop down, I become kind of monotone, or I get like I am right now. I get kind of breathless. I don't really sound like I'm feeling very good right now. So I'm gonna tell you a story about why that is for me. About 4 years ago, a little less than 4 years ago, I started something that has completely changed my life. It was completely new. I was going through some interesting medical issues, and I wasn't here at the academy at this time. I actually joined the class in 2014. Went through basic, went through freshman year, and then I left for 2 years for this reason. And basically what happened is I had a very, very limited vocabulary. I was also spending a lot of time with an individual who I will call my companion. He was kind of a coach, a mentor, psychologist, friend, and sometimes the stumbling block for me. And this companion, I spent a lot of time with. He was teaching me how to communicate. My communication skills were very low. I was not very good at reading body language. I was not very good at speaking because of my limited vocabulary. My vocabulary essentially consisted of, for the first couple of days, of here's a business card, please take it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And that was really, really hard. There were plenty of times where I wonder, what am I doing? Why am I here? What's going on? Why can't I get this? Why can't I figure it out? Of course, it's a little bit different when you're not using words to think, or the words are words that you don't know well. So I spent a lot of time. My companion would drag me out to the park each day, and we would just go up to talk with people. He'd hand me a stack of business cards, and we'd walk around all day. And my job was to start the conversation with people. I had to get out, and I had to kind of be the motivation, be what started whatever it is that we were going to talk about. And the only way I knew how to do that for the first while was to walk around and, good morning, please take this business card. If you have any questions, ask him. Because that was about all I knew how to say. I didn't know the answers, and I also didn't know how to speak. I didn't know how to present and communicate the answers that were necessary. Spent a lot of time doing that each morning. I'd get up and I would study spiritually for about an hour. Then I'd spend about an hour learning how to speak by myself. And I'd spend an hour with my companion. He'd teach me. He'd try to explain things to me in language that I could understand, that I could use. And I did that for a period of long time. It was about 3 months, and things were getting better. I was starting to understand what people were saying to me. I was starting to be able to respond, answer some questions. Not only did I know the answers, but I also knew how to provide answers, to explain things. I was able to tailor things a little bit more to the conversation that I was in. And that was making a huge difference. I was starting to feel a lot more confident. I was no longer just handing out business cards to people. Sometimes I just say, hey, how's it going, for the start of our conversation. But I got some news that I was moving to a different city, and as part of this training program, I was moving to a different city, and I was going to get a new companion who was going through a similar experience to me, and he was only a month and a half farther along down the road than I was. So I was really nervous. Wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to get the help that I needed. Wasn't sure if we were going to be able to function in our duties. Wasn't sure about a lot of things. Got to a new city, be a city where I was, I didn't understand every word, but I could at least understand the gist of the conversation. Went to this new city, and I was not picking up enough words to even do that. They had a different accent. Sometimes I wasn't even sure if we were speaking the same language. And it turns out later that we weren't always, but I didn't know that at the time. So it was rough. Spent a lot of time with my companion. He was having some of the same issues. He also had a hard time understanding me, and I had a hard time understanding him. So that added a little bit of doubt to both of us. But we kept pushing through, kept learning. Eventually, got some more news that we were both going to be moving to the city. So at least I wasn't going to be changing companions. So we built up a friendship as much as we could with our limited communication skills. And we were going to the new city. We didn't know what was going to be there. We did know that there were two others who were like us, who had been there for about 6 months longer than we both had. So we were both feeling a lot better about where we were going. Kept studying each day, hour by myself, hour with my companion, and then we just go out and talk with people every day. I was getting better. I was speaking. I was understanding. Life was getting pretty good. Then I got some news. I was feeling a lot better. I was speaking. I was able to confront people, answer questions, more or less guide the entire conversation by myself, and only occasionally would I have to look to my companion or to someone else to provide an answer or to explain something that I didn't understand. And I got some news that I was going to be the companion for someone else who was completely new, didn't have a very big vocabulary, was terrible at reading body language, and I had to figure out how to present things in such a way that he would understand. And for 6 months, I worked with this individual, and he asked me questions all the time. He put a lot more work into it than I did. He picked up on speaking and understanding body language way faster than I did. From him, I learned a lot about dedication, and not only dedication, but using all of your resources, all of your time. He spent a lot of time going through flashcards, going over words, asking questions. I don't think he ever stopped asking questions. I don't think I'd be able to count how many questions he asked me. And that went on for about 6 months, and then I came back to the United States. I started experiencing the same problems. I'd say something, people would look at me, what did you just say? I don't understand. What, could you say that again? Could you use English words? Could you use English grammar? And that is the story of how I learned Russian. I was in Ukraine for 2 years, and more or less thrown off the deep end to figure it out. And when I came back, I had to relearn English. I would say funny things like, I want so that you did something, rather than saying, could you do this, please? Because that's the way Russian grammar is set up, and eventually that's just the way you start thinking. So if you ever send me an email in the mornings, I probably will not respond until after I've had breakfast and been up for a bit, because otherwise I'll send you an email. It'll be English words, because I'll make sure that I have my English keyboard. But it may not make a whole lot of sense.